hello to our beautiful viewers. Nice coming back again. Yeah, as always, Brown Skin event. We are here to talk about love. It's the love seat with your girl Arena. And today I'm with some handsome gentleman here with me. Please say hello to our viewers.
All right, thank you so much. And nice meeting you, our viewers behind the screen.
They would like to know your name, what, all that.
Okay. My name is Achim Abaho. I am a writer about family. I'm a researcher, a writer, and an inspirational MC.
Wow.
I have written about 2 books.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
So you should check them out.
I'm about to pull out Saving Your Marriage Amid This Modernity.
Out.
Every process on it is done, so you need to grab a copy very soon.
I need to read it.
Yes, I've also written Parenting for Generations. That is basically about us parents and how we bring up children to make sure that they are ready for the next generation.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome. I think I'll need to check out those books.
You
Guys,
should.
check out that. Because parenting nowadays is really hard. You need to take a full lecture for it.
So challenging.
Yeah. And today we are having, something that I could want to ask you, Mr. Archie. I think you've been in a relationship.
Yes, I have.
You've seen,
Yeah.
What are these common mistakes that you've seen? Because we're having these challenges in relationships. We're facing them daily, and some of them have brought, breaking up, misunderstanding for all these. What are those that are affecting us that you could note out and say this and this and that?
Wow. That's an interesting question, to be honest. And I feel this is another opportunity for me to disseminate what I have written before.
Yeah.
This is another time when I quote myself like Tamari does.
Yeah.
And you're quoting yourself in your own books.
That's
However,
beautiful. Yeah.
It's one of the most interesting topics in the relationships and marriage to discuss.
Yeah.
There are so many things that we do as we relate, and we don't realize this is a mistake that I'm doing.
Okay.
You can only realize it along the way, and you may not be able to change the story back to ground zero. Among the many common mistakes, there are mistakes that are in the relationship.
Yeah.
And later on, remember, you can only have a relationship and then later it multiplies into marriage.
Of course.
Now, there's so many mistakes that we do, and when we take it beyond a relationship, now a marriage is even more complicated.
Don't scare us.
No,
It's a
I'm
journey.
not scaring you. I'm only preparing you for the right steps along the journey.
Okay.
Now, when you look at how we relate currently, there are so many mistakes that we begin with. Take an example. If you may ask yourself, today, the trend of divorce and separation is on the rise, and it will never come down. This comes from the fact that civilization is taking over.
Oh.
When you look at it in this way, the way we relate is no longer the way our parents related and our grandparents related.
Of course, we are advancing.
We are advancing. And as we advance with things that we don't know, but we do them.
Okay.
Now, this brings so many mistakes in a sense that before, for example, our parents used to meet and meet physically.
Yeah.
You would only date someone because you've met physically. These days we meet on Facebook, we meet on Twitter, we meet on TikTok, we meet on whichever platform.
Yeah.
In WhatsApp groups, all of a sudden you meet someone and she's like, hey, hi, you like each other. The next day it's coffee, the other day it's bedtime story, then the other day some of you are pregnant and someone is like, okay, what do I do? This is a very, very common mistake. People have met on Facebook in less than 2 months. They're in bed, and after bed, someone gets pregnant, and okay, what do we do? No, I think I'm going to be a mother, and someone is like, okay, I think I'm not ready to be a father, but if you want, so be it. All of a sudden, you have now related, you are now becoming parents in less than 2 months.
But I think with that, we should, okay, the way I said we're advancing, should you go back to the old, like, I thought that is the old thing.
With this book that I'm talking about, we need to blend the old style into the new style for the benefit of our side.
Okay.
In a sense that if I have met you on Facebook or on Twitter, before I think I should be in bed with you, how long should it be? Okay. What do I even know about you?
That's true.
The mistake is not where we meet from. Yes. The mistake is what we do after we have met in that shortest time.
That's the point.
You get? That is a very huge mistake. There is another mistake that we commonly do.
Yeah.
That one is part of what brings now the biggest results of single parenting. What we have just discussed.
Yeah.
There is also another mistake. We have met, fine, but which foundation have we put together to build a relationship that is going to last generations? I met you yesterday, you met me, and after a short while we're in bed, we have given birth to a child. We have no option, we must become parents.
Of course.
And if it allows, then we are married.
Yeah.
Now, what is the foundation that you have laid? Imagine if you got this whole building and you pressed it on a table.
It could crash.
I imagine that table wouldn't stand for the next 2 minutes.
It can't.
The same applies to the relationship where we just meet. We have no pillars standing this relationship, but we are already in a bigger picture of a relationship. That's another huge mistake.
So it needs, the way you're saying this foundation, sometimes I've heard people complain that about the way you're saying lay a foundation. I might try to lay it, and then, but it breaks up.
Now, this is another thing. While you are laying that foundation, begin to think about what are the objectives of our relationship. Why are we relating anyway? Okay. Recently, there are people you will meet in a bar and the next day you're in bed, they will call it a one-night stand. No problem with that. There are people who are doing it.
Yeah.
We wouldn't encourage it, but it happens.
It definitely does.
Now, you can't begin to bring the objectives of a one-night stand to objectives of a marriage. I don't know whether you get it.
I'm getting you.
That is another huge mistake in the sense that this man you're talking about met you and liked you for a one-night stand.
Okay.
And from the one-night stand, unfortunately, you're pregnant and now you have to begin relationship objectives for a marriage.
But these scenarios you've seen, you've been with someone for a long time, you've tried to, because I'm trying to see, is this foundation you're saying we build, the time and all that, does it give me assurance that this relationship will work out?
Let me give you a quick example from what you know.
Yeah.
If you wanted to construct a house in a swamp,
do
you think the materials you need to put a house in a swamp are the same materials you need to use when you're using it, when you're getting it on a hill, on a farm ground?
No.
Now, what we are talking about is what is it that has forced me or that makes me relate with this person?
Okay.
Before I think that we can have a baby with this person, who is he? That is a pillar in that foundation. Now that you have known who he is, what is he ready and what is he capable of? Before you begin thinking, okay, he's handsome and he's going to take care of the baby, fine.
Yeah.
Is he even going to take care of the baby? Is it his interest? When he's listing his objectives for the relationship with you, probably he's listing the fact that maybe he would want to have you for a night and doesn't call you tomorrow. You get?
Yeah.
That is his set objective.
Okay.
Now your set objective is, I have liked this guy, I would wish to have him for a father of my children.
Yeah.
Do you have same objectives? They are totally different.
But how do I get to know the objectives?
Now, that's when they tell you time tells.
Okay.
What we tend to ignore is the fact that over the time, certain things we will get to know.
Okay.
Over the time, you cannot know someone who is pretending. By the way, it is also another big mistake, pretense. You can't know someone that they are pretending, not until you have had time with them.
Some people are good at pretending. And
they might pretend. But let me tell you this. If we are pushing parallel different lines, we will never agree to meet. Okay? That means He's pushing his agenda,
Yeah.
you're pushing your agenda, you're never bound to meet. That's another big mistake. They might pretend,
Yeah.
but they can never pretend forever.
Okay.
Someone who is even much better to pretend on you the moment you meet them today and tomorrow you're done with them.
Yeah.
They would have been the best man you can ever talk about.
Yeah,
Stay with
I
this
get
man
you.
for a week.
Yeah.
You get to know, oh, by the way, this man goes out every day. That's when you have known. You're building. Those are blocks. Those are stones into that valley where you're going to put a house.
cohabit a bit.
Now,
Yeah.
cohabit when?
Okay.
Ask yourself that question before you actually think
Yeah.
it is okay for me to cohabit with this man.
Yeah.
When should I cohabit?
Oh.
Before I begin to cohabit, what do I know about this guy that I'm going to push my life with? Before you actually go ahead to even say, okay, now I can move in.
Yeah.
Who is he? Where does he come from? Where did he grow up? Because those are factors that determine our personality.
Definitely, that's true. I get
The
your
other
point.
mistake is pretense. We were talking about it.
Yeah.
You meet someone today,
Yeah.
and I expect, as a woman, of course, these days even that also women do, they will also
Of
want to
course,
have you
a little
for a
bit
night.
guilty.
Now, come to think about it.
Yeah.
If a woman wants me in bed or wants any other guy in bed,
Yeah.
with the current era, with the social media platforms that we have,
Yeah.
doing every kind of story that she wants to make sure she gets you in bed,
Yeah.
wouldn't she pretend?
Of course, she will pretend.
The same applies to a man. If he wanted you in bed, wouldn't he pretend to make sure that you are good?
That
Wouldn't
is-
he open a door for you, a car door for you to enter and sit?
Yeah.
But ask yourself, is he able to maintain this for the next 5 years?
Oh, God.
Chances are so high, no. So if he can't maintain it for 5 years, why do I put him into the pressure to think that he's going to do it for the rest of his life?
Okay, yeah, pretense. Okay, this is the question I could want to ask.
Go for it.
How do I even differentiate the pretense? Because this, I can't know. I'm not a goddess.
No, you don't need to be a goddess to tell.
Yeah.
Let time tell.
How
Let
long?
time give you an answer.
Some guys are good at pretending for time.
And look here, they could be good at pretending for a time.
Yeah.
But remember this, as you're building onto a relationship, it is easier to break a relationship than it is to break a marriage.
Okay, that's right.
You understand? The
That's a
repercussions of breaking a relationship
Yeah.
are never the same like for breaking a marriage. So, which of the two would you want to break first?
I think a relationship could go.
Now,
later.
if you want to break a relationship, then you've got to take time and study. Because anyway, you need to study this person if you need them for the next step of that relationship.
Yeah.
But if you choose not to study, then along the way you already lost, you can't find your way back.
Yeah.
And look here, you have to take another direction all through.
Of course, that way it's hard
You
to
understand?
turn around.
We have moved together, let's say, from here, and we are going to Kampala. As we reach the way, if I lose my track,
Yeah.
and I think I'm taking another direction,
Yeah.
it's very easy for me to realize that I've gone a wrong direction.
Yeah.
If I don't have any other repercussions, it's easy for me to find my way back.
Of course.
But if I don't have any other way out, for example, I already have a baby in a relationship, I can't find a way to swallow this baby back.
Yeah, it's hard turn up and to come back.
So, it's better off to buy the time. I may not
Better to
tell you
give
how
in
long.
Okay.
Why? Because we are different. We meet differently. We actually ask different questions. But the questions should be clear about what you want in a relationship.
Okay, so from the word go, I should have this clear objective.
Very clear.
But some
And look
people
here.
are scared of even asking that to a person.
If you are scared of taking a direction, be sure you're scared of the results from that direction.
Okay.
If you're scared of relating with a man, knowing what you are relating for, then be sure that you're going to face the repercussions of not asking.
That's true.
So which of the two do you want to ask now? Do you want to ask it now, or you want to ask when you have already done your enough mistakes?
Because sometimes to ladies, they have that mindset of saying it shows desperation. If you told a man, are you coming to me to marry me, or kind of stuff,
okay,
or just only dating?
Maybe we should also add it as part of the story in the mistakes we do.
Yeah.
If, for example, you're a beautiful lady and you are thinking you should marry this man, and then this man's agenda is totally different, is it better for you to know along the way, or it is better for you to know now?
I think the earlier the better.
So why do I wait to ask the right question and I wait to ask it later because of fear of judgment today?
Okay.
I pretend to be good.
Yeah.
I don't want to ask, I can't ask this and this. But look here, it's what I actually want. So I'm failing to ask the question that I want,
yeah,
and I'm putting up with the question that he wants because those are his objectives to achieve.
Yeah.
And I'm failing to achieve my own. Does it make sense?
It doesn't, it hurts.
Exactly. So don't wait to ask the question, the right question, because you want not to be the person that you are actually.
Okay.
Your objective is to date someone for marriage. Then
yeah,
why do I waste my time for someone who wants just to have a night?
Wow.
Those are the ones before dating.
So I have to come up with a clear objective and tell them, you know,
be
what
sure
are we here
of what
for?
you want. Even the Bible is very clear for those
yeah,
of you who are Christians. The Bible is very clear that seek what you want from God.
Yeah.
Son of man shall not ask for bread and God will give you stone. No.
God.
God will give you exactly what you have asked for. So now you're asking for something different, but you expect God to give you another thing.
Yeah, there's some people that are always like, let's try, maybe it will end up in
tears.
In tears or in marriage.
It's like a common saying of
yeah,
it will end in tears. But at the end of the day, I think it's us to decide on what we want.
Okay.
I'll give you a quick one. When I met my wife,
yeah,
I'm married to a beautiful wife, by the way.
Wow.
With 3 kids.
That's nice.
Now, 3 beautiful kids. Now, when I met her in our own office, and I was sent by her boss as a referral for some business transactions.
Yes.
So when I met her like this, I saw her immediately. I must be sincere to you, that inside me,
yeah,
I got the conviction that I had met my wife.
Wow. Like
that day, there and then, I spent not more than 9 minutes in her office where she was seated.
Yeah.
We didn't have a very big discussion, but the moment we met, my conviction was done as a man that I had met my wife. When I moved out, I told my friend,
yeah,
the one I had driven with, I found him in the car seated and a bit of like dozing. I tapped him and I'm like, man,
yeah,
I just met my wife today. And then he's
wow,
like, you went for business, all of a sudden you're telling me you met your wife. And I'm like, yeah. Do you know what he did?
Yeah.
He told me, let me go and see that girl, so I can remind you on your wedding day that actually you have married a different person. He didn't have a speech on my wedding.
That's, when you say it, it feels like, how could you tell, how could you?
Now, in the Bible, God is very clear, and it gives a man a chance to decide on his fate as a man.
Yeah.
When you meet a right person, for those of you who have met the right people, you actually get the conviction as a man that that person, if allowed, you will marry that person.
So, if I'm to ask this to you as a man, I think you could have the best answer. The moment you look at a lady, you could tell, I need this lady for this or for this.
Now, that mistake we talked about becomes a mistake of ladies, which most ladies need to pull up their socks.
Yeah.
A man has his own objectives. You come and rhyme with his objectives. Along the way, you actually say, that guy played me. Yeah. I think with ultimate respect of every woman and man out there, that is wrong.
Why?
Because when I set my objectives as a man, when I saw you, my conviction was, I'm going to marry her. If you rhyme with that objective and you're thinking, he should be a one-night stand, probably you will say he used me at some day, or I used him, one of the two.
Okay.
But don't look here. Me as a man, I have my objectives set. You as a lady, you're following my objectives. So along the way, who should blame who to have used who?
I want to know your side. Me to be my side to say that.
It is your side as a woman, as a lady, to look out for your objectives, to look out for what you want before you are used.
Okay.
I met you, I have set my objectives. I start moving out, I start following my objectives.
Yeah.
You have your own, you abandon your own objectives, you follow mine. Will I have used you? Tell me no, because it's a no.
It's a no, okay. It's a no, though.
You have helped me achieve my objectives. You abandoned your own objectives for mine, so I have nothing to be blamed for.
Okay.
As a woman, also follow your objectives. If you are looking for a man to marry you, look for a man to marry you. Don't look for a man to actually have pleasure with, and the next day you are apart. If you meet it as a sub-objective to you, do it, but don't claim someone used you.